there it goes. Goodbye, WR. Goodbye. On to bigger and better things. If you look closely at it here, I did mention to the owner that okay, let's finish up getting this top end back together. Get the bike running, get it out of here, and then we can work on that little beauty over there in the corner. Alright. So first things first, gotta put the flywheel back on, get the side cover back on, get the timing marks all lined up, then we can drop the cams in. So this is the only time and only place I will ever put any Loctite on any engine, is I will put a little bit of the blue stuff, a little bit of the medium strength on here, because this is a nut you do not want to back off inside this case. And I'm only going to put a little dab, a little tiny little dot. Remember, this is the only place I ever put any Loctite ever. Tiny little dab will do you with this stuff. That is it, that is all. And when I tighten it out, I'm not going to tighten the ever-loving poop out of it. I'm just going to give her a couple zings with the impact. Just a little 3/8 impact. I'm going to hang on to it and just give her a couple zaps. Good enough. So the side cover gasket goes on next. This is a reusable style of gasket. This is actually made of metal. This is a magnetic. It is a magnet. You can see it in the camera, can you? It's magnetic. Metal style gasket. If it was a paper gasket, I would absolutely definitely recommend replacing it. But because it's a metal gasket, I think you're good for a couple of uses on it. Okay. And we're missing a dowel, so I grabbed it out of the case side. We'll just stick the dowel in there so the gasket doesn't move. There we go. And now the case half. The case half and the case cover. Okay. I gave the side cover there a little bath. There's a bit of dirt and grit and stuff on the bottom of it. It's looking much better. So now we can put the mag cover on. This is always fun because the magnets pull it in onto the flywheel. Like that, and then you get the dowels lined up. She goes on just like that. And there's a couple size bolts. I think are they all the same. I never look. I always just zip them all off and then spend the next 20 minutes after that plan. Where does this bolt go? So there are a couple bolts. They got these little copper washers on them. Got the little copper washers. There's a couple places on here. This guy right here has got an arrow. This hole right here goes right into an oil gallery. So that has to have a copper washer. Same with this one right here. This one here also goes into an oil gallery. That will also have a copper washer on it. So remember, these are 8mm bolts, tiny little guys. You don't have to tighten the crap out of them. Snug is good. Go around, kind of like a star pattern. Don't go around the circle when you tighten these up. You want to tighten this down evenly. I bet you that camera's right in the wrong spot and you won't be able to see this. So they're all snug. I'm just going to go around. So I think the book calls for 7.2 foot-pounds, which is pretty much like nothing for foot poundage. You just don't want to kill it. If the gasket leaks, don't come along here and tighten these bolts up more, because you'll strip the case out. Or just replace the gasket. Okay. That's feeling pretty good. Now we can line up the top dead center with the timing marks and put the cams in. So now we're going to roll this over in the same fashion that the engine turns. You don't really want to be turning this stuff backwards. So we're going to roll the engine over until we see that timing mark, which, call me crazy, but I think the timing mark is right there. Did we just get totally lucky? Holy crap, we did get totally lucky. All right, the timing is set proper. How the heck did I do that? Hey, you can see that little arrow right there. That's the top dead center, and it lines up with that little notch right there. Okay, right on. That was easy. Okay, time to drop the cams in. Okay, let's get them cams in there. Okay, first camshaft going in, we're going to put the intake cam in. One goes at the front. This is where the anger comes from. Because you got to get the cam in there, and you got to get the chain on it. And valves go in on this one. Okay, the cam's in place. We'll take that timing chain. That's like that, right? Like that on this. Okay. Intake cam is in. Now the fun part. You gotta put the exhaust cam in there. And there's the dot. Alright, you're not gonna be able to see it, but there's a dot right there. The dot's gonna go to the back. It's gonna go flush with the case. And we gotta mangle the. And how am I gonna do this? It's not so bad on this bike. On the WR, holy man, this was a tough thing to do. See how far off that is. And that is perfect. Man, I'm getting lucky today. Holy cow. That's perfect. And I will bring you down off of this very precarious place I put you, and I will show you why that is good. Stand legs down. Okay, we'll look right here. Equipment failure. Okay, let's look right here. See if I can get this down a little shorter. What have I done with this stand? Okay, technical difficulties. Alright, geez, that was way too hard of a job. Had the stand all set up on the seat where the seat's supposed to be, and had the legs all different sizes, and I just got confused. Okay, let's put my fancy light on here. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick her up in the camera, but okay, let's go up a little bit. Everything on this bike is aluminum. I got my fancy light's got a magnetic base, but I can't stick it to anything. That's a little bit bright. Okay, let's move it in. Geez, the thing that I do for the people that watch my videos. Oh, there we go. Can see one dot, and we can see the other dot. Okay, you need me a pointing device. So the book states from dot to dot you want to have 27 pins. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that. Ooh, stroke me out. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so look here. You can just see the pin, the dot right there. There's a dot right there. And over here on the exhaust cam, if I can get it, you can see the dot right there. So there's going to be 27 of these links. So just to count, I'm just going to count to make sure that we're right where we need to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 27 pins. That's looking good to me. So now what we do, no, that's actually wrong. I'm 1 tooth out. That was 28 pins. I am 1 tooth out, so I need to move that. I need to move that cam over a little bit. I'm 1 tooth out on the exhaust cam. And yes, 1 tooth makes a heck of a difference. Yeah, it's almost a little bit too much. No, that's wrong. No good. I think we were good right where we were. Oh my God, making it worse. There, that's where it needs to be, right there, just like that. Okay, so then when we put the timing chain tightener in there, oh yeah, that'll straighten it right down. Okay, cams are in the right spot. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see anything, it's fucking lights washed you out. But yeah, from that dot to that dot should be 27 pins. Yeah, I found what I was looking for. 27 pins, and if you look at that cam is the same as that cam, and where is that dot? Yeah, you see the dot right there? Get a pointer here. Yeah, you can see the dot in the picture right there, and then the exhaust dot right there. So, yeah. Okay, let's count this again. Should be 27 pins. I'm gonna do this off camera. Yeah, okay, I was a tooth out. It took me a little while to figure that out. So now I can count them on camera. You're not gonna be able to see it, but here's the dot here. So there's 2 dots per link. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 pins from dot to dot. We are in time. A-okay, baby. A-okay, baby. Hey. Okay, now we get to put the cam caps on, the caps and the clips, and there's circlips that go here. But my problem is my light base. My light base is magnetic, but everything on this bike is aluminum. I don't know where the heck to put my light. So where do I put my light? It's not going to be in your way, and I'm going to be able to stick it to something. Well, I just about had it. What if I do like that? Can you still see? And you're not whitewashed? Oh, perfect. Okay, circlips, cam caps, one at a time. These are pretty easily put on there. So this obviously says EX for exhaust, and then there's a little clip that goes on. The clip rides, the little circlip rides in this little groove that's in here, and also rides on here on the bearing, and it prevents the cam from walking back and forth in the case. And there's these little dowels. There's little dowels in here, and they keep the cam positioned right where it needs to be. But I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in there before I start. A little bit of oil in the cam. You don't want things starting up dry. That's for everything. So I just got my little container here. Pour a little bit of oil over the cams. Get it down there in the oil ports. Get some oil on the chain. Little dab will do you. You don't need much. You do not want it to fire up dry because you'll wipe the cam lobe out. Okay, exhaust. Remember, this engine is backwards to most traditional dirt bike engines. The exhaust is at the back, intake's at the front. So this exhaust is going to go in like this. And the cam, looks like the cam has to be adjusted over a little bit. There we go. That's one. That's one. Oh, there goes my drill. Oh my God. It still works. Oh yeah, still good. Still good. It's still good. All right. Clip. Remember to make sure the dowels are still in the cap. You want this position just exactly right in here. And then, oh yeah, that cam's got to go over quite a bit. There we go. And we drop her into place. And that's number 2. And that's number 2. 7.2 foot-pounds. So here's my cheap torque wrench. It's gonna be hard for you to see here, but we creep up on it and we go to 0, I think it's 5. So 5, 6, 7. So let's see if we can torque these down to the 7.2. Need an extension. So just like torquing the head, you want to sneak up on it. You don't want to just go all out on one bolt. You don't want to stretch and wreck. Oh, hear that? We're already there. There it is, 7.2. 2, 3, 4. That's all she wrote, folks. So check it one more time. Okay, now we do the intake. You want to sneak up on it, back and forth, side to side. Okay, we're there. We're there. We're there. Check them all. Doesn't hurt to check them. Check them, check them, check them. It's not something you want to come apart. Okay. Cams. Cams are in. Cams are in. Okay. Before we do anything else, we're going to put the cam chain tensioner in there. I'm going to take the cam chain tensioner. Oh, I could probably back you out a little bit. As Mr. O says, unenhance. Unenhance. So I'm going to take the end cap off of this. So these are pretty neat. I like Yamaha's design. You can wind this back. If you stick a flathead, little flathead inside of here, you can actually screw it in. You turn it, you see how it's pulling it back. You can pull it all the way back. It's hard to do with one hand. One greasy hand. Ooh, I lost it. You can see you can pull, get it to come all the way back, and you should be able to give her a little twist. Oh, poo. Wait, if I put my thumb on it, it makes it easier. Should be able to just give her a nice little twist, and it'll hold it there, like that. And it's held back. Now we have to very, very easily and very carefully put that in the hole. Okay, put the gasket on there, and this will say up. Hi. And it says up on it right there. We're going to put this in here, in the up. So remember what I just said? It says up. You always want to put it up. You don't want to put it in the down position, just the way the automatic tensioner part works. Get these in here. And we get our socket and we tighten it up. So we pulled that back. So it's still, the timing chain is still pretty loose. So if we look up here, timing chain is still loose. We have to pop that back out. I'm going to stick the screwdriver back in here, and I'm just going to give her a little bump. And I'm going to give her a little bump here. And you'll hear it, you'll hear it go spring. Spring. Well, you didn't really hear anything. But now, the timing chain is tight. And that's how that works. So what we're going to do now, before you get on it and kick it and go like mad, and maybe you got your timing wrong, we're going to do what's called barring the engine over. I'm just going to put a socket on the crank, and I'm going to roll it over about 3 or 4 revolutions just to make sure that nothing hits, nothing contacts. If you got something wrong, and you were to get on and kick it, and you kick the piston up into a valve, well then you're done. You gotta take it all apart and, you know, fix it all up. And I got some Loctite on there. Gotta get that off of there. Sorry, squirrel brain. Anyway, we're gonna bar the engine over, and I'm gonna make sure nothing contacts before we button the top end up. I'm gonna bar it over 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna check the pins, 27 pins again, bar it over again, find top dead center, check the timing marks, and we can close the top end, and the top end is done. And then it's a quick put the bike back together and we can go for a ride. Oh yeah, you don't want to forget the cap. You want to put the cap back on your tension, or your tension will fill with mud. And just like everything else that has oil or oil pressure or oil anywhere near it, this has also got a copper washer on it. Okay, we're going to bar the engine over. We're going to listen, we're going to look, we're not going to go hard, we're not going to go fast. We're just going to go nice and easy. So far, so good. Nothing's hit, nothing's smashed, nothing's banged. Don't hear any clunks. Ooh, compressor's even hard barring the engine over. Okay, now we're gonna line our timing marks up again. Not there. Should be coming up right around here. Okay, our timing marks are lined up again. We are straight across the top. 1 dot there, 1 dot there. And I don't even have to check to count, but I will. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 26, 27. 27 pins between dots. Timing is set. We're good. Everything's set up right. Our mark, I think, lines up. Oh yeah, there's the little arrow. Arrow lines up. Dots all line up. Top end is looking good. We can button up the top end, put the plug in, put the cap on, and this part is done. And you can never have too much oil. So I'm just gonna put a little more oil in here. On the chain, we'll go down these holes. These are the luber holes. Down here as they're back down into the engine. Drain holes. You just don't want to drop it down the piston or the spark plug hole. Alrighty, that should be it for oil. Now we can get the cap, put the cap back on. So this cap, the cap that was all chewed out, bothered me so much. I'm actually going to show you how to put the cap on. So here's the new cap. I don't actually have an Allen that is that size, but I have a bolt and a pair of vice grips. So we're just gonna stick it in there. It's got an O-ring on it. So that in itself, just the O-ring, you don't have to go crazy tight on it. Put it in there. Tighten her up. And that's it. That's it. That's it. You don't have to tighten that up so god-awful tight that the next guy can't get it off. Oh, and chances are the next guy is going to be me. So, Alright, so I jumped a little bit ahead. I got the gas tank, got the seat, not the seat, but the gas tank and the air cleaner and all this stuff on. Throttle body's on. Everything in there's in. Everything's buttoned up. But it's late. I'm going to shut her down for the night. But for you people in the YouTube land, it'll be just like that. And the next day. Drop. Here. That look real? That look real? It's as real as I can make her. Okay. Another day. Let's finish up the assembly on this baby. Get her fired up. Owner there brought some coolant. Some pretty good stuff here. Expensive stuff, but it's totally worth it. This Moto Cool, especially designed for aluminum. This is really good stuff. I've used it in a couple of my machines. Okay, let's get the camera set up and well, I don't know how I have to do the camera. I'm just gonna put the plastics, put the exhaust on there. when you come back, she'll be ready to fire up. Ah, there it is on the ground, looking good. Last thing I want to do before I try to fire it up, I'm going to drain what's left of the oil that's in there, because it's still that black nasty stuff that was dripping out before. Change the oil, got a new filter for it, put that in there, put the oil back in, the new stuff, and fire it up. But these bikes, it took me a while to kind of figure this out. I actually had to look in the book, because every other bike I've ever done, there's one oil drain and it's right on the very bottom. This bike has got two. This guy right here, that guy, oh, you can't see it on my light. This guy right here, that's an oil drain plug. There's also one that is in the case, underneath here, straight underneath here, right about under there. That's got to come off too. Just the way the system is, right? The transmission is going to be sitting lower in the case. Transmission sits a little bit lower in the case, so then you want to get that oil out of there too, because just the color of that stuff, man, that was nasty. Okay, I'm gonna pull those plugs off, and I'll bring you back when the oil's draining, and we'll change out the filter. Here, oh, freaking! That is nasty. Where the heck is it? I can find it. I can find it. Where's it? Got more. Need more. Ah! I quit. I quit! And the new guy. Oh, here it is. See how much we get out of here now, what the color looks like. Ooh. Ooh. Yucky. As my child would say, ooey, ooey daddy, yucky. There's a mismatched piece of hardware right there. Man, I hate people put the wrong stuff on here. Oh boy, that oil stinks. What's not? Right, guys. Where's the brains? Hey, is it 3? No, it's not there. Oh, take stuff. There we go. Oh, is that silicone? Better not be silicone on here. Oh, okay, it's just oh, vile. Oh, I don't think it's supposed to be black like that. And would you believe it? This oil's got about 2 hours of ride time in it. Because that top end was so smoked, because the top end was in such bad shape, you know, all the blow by, all the combustion, all that going down to the crank, that's what happens to it. Completely black. 2 hours of ride time. That's crazy. Hey, old filter. Old filter. I don't know if you can see it. Old filter, nasty black. New filter. It's kind of a, what do you call it, a race pack. Buddy bought these, the owner with the WR. He bought a pack of these, or 6 or 7 of these, I think, for like 20 bucks. Not the greatest filter, but it does what it's supposed to do. So, new filter goes in, cap goes on. Cap can go up or down, doesn't matter, just the cap. Ooh, the O-ring's looking a little sad. Oh, I might have to find a new O-ring for this. The O-ring's all cut on that. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, project on hold. Alright, O-ring is installed. Let's get her on there. Yeah. Right, I got my measuring device. Went and got my little container. My wife asked what I was doing with it. I said I'm gonna be measuring out some you know, liquid. She says you better not be putting oil in it. Okay, I won't. Shh, it's our little secret. This bike calls for 1.2 liters of oil, and that is pulled right off of the manual that I have. So this is half of a liter. So let's see here. Oil filter, oil, yeah, right here. So right in the manual you can see here, it says total amount of oil is 1.2 liters. With oil filter replacement 1 liter. We took everything apart, so we're going to put the whole 1.2 back in. So 1.2 would be 2 of these, and then there's a little measuring line up here on the bottom. So we want 2 of these, and then at the 2 down there at the bottom. So this stuff goes right in here. And yes, before you asked, I remember to put the oil plugs back in. I just thought I didn't, but I figured I better. You know, I want to make a butt of myself of dumping oil all over my floor. Like one of my favorite YouTubers. Trying to get his Yamaha, what the heck was it? Yamaha Raptor 700. He fought with it for, God, I think as long as it took him to build his Banshee, he fought with that bike, trying to get it to run. Turned out to be a bad stator, but he was messing around, putting it together, taking it apart, putting it together. Forgot to put the oil plug in and dumped the whole jug of oil right on the floor, right through the engine. I'd rather not do that. Learn from others' mistakes, right? So we put the funnel in, and we just start pouring. Ooh, you can hear the bike saying, "Oh, oh, that's so tasty. Give me more, sir. Give me more." Okay, I just got kind of dirty. Edit that part. We'll cut that part out. Okay, there's one. We'll put another one in there. Glug, glug, glug. Uh-oh. Too much. Overflowing. Not going in fast enough for me. I'm impatient tonight. And just, you can see the line. You probably can't see it. It says 100, 200. This is Canadian liter. So 100 is 1/10 of a liter. So we want 1.2, so we want to go 200. You're not going to tell because I didn't tip it, but yeah, it's only 200. Oh yeah, looking good. All right, that is happy. That is a happy engine. There's no oil leaks anywhere. That's a good sign. It means I put her together, right? Okay, that's it. She's ready to fire up and get running. So like the WR, I'm going to set the camera up and set it up outside, and if it blows up, well, we'll get it on camera. All right. Geez, I almost forgot the cooling juice. Get the cooling juice in there. Oh no, I didn't. I already put that in there. That's already up to the top. Ah, you bonehead. Well, see if we just take just a wee bit more of the good stuff. No, she's right at the top. Okay, I guess I didn't forget the cooling juice. Right on, here we go for a ride. Okay, it's time. Time to see if all our hard work pays off, or if we're gonna be screaming about having to do it all over again. Oh, this bike feels nice. Feels good. Let's give her a couple kicks first. It feels like, ooh, that compression feels amazing. All right. How many kicks? Let's say 3. Ooh, that sounded really nice. Okay, let's try this again. Ooh, very nice. want to check those. That oil pump will suck, or that water pump will suck a bunch of coolant in there. See if that went down at all. No, it didn't, and it's circulating. See it bubbling? Oh, it's beauty. This bike sounds so nice. I might have to take this thing for a little bit of a burn. Hell yeah! Okay, I might have to invest in one of those. Dang, she's a beauty. I like it. All that hard work. Yes! Woo! Another one done. Okay, next on the dock, we gotta get the Arctic Cat running. God, there's so much work to do on that. Save that for another day. Oh, she's a beauty. Maybe I'll make that the thumbnail. Yeah. Wife asked me about her measuring cup. Shh, it's all her little secret. Oh yeah. Look at that. Good as new. Nice and clean. Nice and kind of oily. Nice and clean. Hey.